Hello, and a joyous welcome to This Woman's Work, a space where you can hear and read about some amazing women, the fantastic jobs they do, and the paths that have led them to where they are today. I'm here today with Chelsey. Hi, Chelsey.
Hello.
Could you tell the listener what it is you do for a living?
So I'm a self-employed cleaner, and I manage my own small cleaning business.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, and how long have you been doing that for?
I'm going into my 3rd year now, which has absolutely flown.
Has it?
Oh.
In fairness, and I won't skip too far ahead, it is the thing I say to people most, gold dust. Like gold dust. You cannot get a cleaner for love nor money. They are like absolute gold dust. To the point that I don't know why loads of more people don't do it, because it is honestly in such high demand, isn't it?
It is. I speak to so many customers on a regular basis that can't find somebody that's reliable.
Yeah.
That, you know, they come, but unfortunately the clean isn't up to the standard that the client was hoping for.
Yeah.
And they've had 5, 6 cleaners over the years.
Right. Before we go too far forward,
Okay.
first of all we track back and we go little Chelsey.
Little Chelsey.
What was she like at school, college? What was she into?
Crikey, so I was quite a shy child, I think. I'm still an introvert now, but I'm a bit more confident.
Yeah.
Happy to speak to people on the spot. But when I was little, I was very shy in the shadows. I'm an only child, so I just quite like playing on my own.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so I hated maths. I just remember what I didn't like, and I definitely didn't like maths. My parents paid for the extra tuition to get me through my GCSEs, which I did. I got a C.
Yeah.
But I kind of liked the extracurricular. I did a lot of dance when I was a little girl. So I used to dance for the British Dancing Association, which is Anne Oliver's in Leicester. So when I was about 4 until I was about 14, I did ballet, tap and modern.
And that's a lot, isn't it? If anyone's a dance parent out there, it's a lot of your time, isn't it?
It wasn't just a hobby school either.
This is like 3-4 days a week.
Yeah. Competitions, we'd go away on gala weekends. So I did my grades. I got up to grade 5 on all of them, and then the time comes when you have to choose A-levels or dance, because I could have obviously proceeded with my dance, but I wanted to go down the uni route.
Okay.
I didn't see myself on cruise ships. I do now. I'd love to dance on a cruise ship now. Yeah. But I didn't quite have the going back to a confidence thing. I didn't think that was for me back then.
And what were your parents saying back then? Were they kind of, because that is the thing, anything like that, drama, dancing, it's hard, isn't it?
I can't really remember them ever influencing me anyway. The choice, I think, was always mine.
Wow.
They just kind of had the whole, we'll support you whatever decision you take. But I think, the academic route had more options at the end of it, let's say.
Yeah.
I did psychology at A-level, which I just loved.
Wow.
Loved that.
Oh, we're probably going in then.
Yeah.
So you kind of, here's me thinking you're just going to do something kind of like a little bit more relaxed. You went in.
Yeah, and I did that at university. That's the degree I ended up doing. Yeah.
So what triggered that then?
I just took psychology as an A-level.
On a whim? Or because you okay.
You have to pick 4 AS and then you go to 3A2. So I picked psychology, and the teacher I had, Mrs. Wilson, I'll always remember her. The way she would teach was just like, she spoke to my heart when she taught.
Okay.
I loved her classes. She just used the whiteboard, and by the end of it, the whole whiteboard would be full of kind of spider diagrams and all sorts, but that's how I learnt.
Okay, and then where did you go to uni then?
I went to the University of Salford in Manchester.
Oh my God, brilliant.
Best 3 years of my life.
I bet,
Oh my gosh, yeah. Absolute mayhem, not going to lie. I lived the uni life. Very rarely did I go to class, if at all.
But you're doing psychology at this point as well?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because you'd get all the lectures online afterwards, you know.
Would you? Okay.
You wouldn't really need... I've just found by going it was really boring. And I couldn't get out of bed because I'd been out the night before. And
did you actually... I've got to ask at this point. Did you actually pass your degree?
I got a 2-1.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, there you go.
I retook every exam because I knew I could.
Yeah.
So I didn't study for the best.
Clearly you had to because you'd not gone to any classes.
Yeah, and the course.
But that's okay. You took responsibility for your party lifestyle and you did the extra work.
I came out with a 2-1. I could have obviously probably got a first, but you know, I thought, you know, that's the negotiation I'm making. Yeah. Okay. and then what? So I must have applied for over 100 jobs, you know, coming up to graduation. Do I stay in Manchester? Do I come back home? I got a random call one day about working in recruitment for this company in Leicester. The only job I hadn't applied for. So 3 interviews later, I got that job.
Okay.
And it obviously made sense to come back home. Nothing else was happening in Manchester job-wise. My nan was there, so I thought, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Graduate recruitment consultant. Yeah, and I worked there for 3 years, 3 or 4 years. I can't remember exactly how long.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, and
enjoyed it?
The first few years was fantastic.
Yeah.
And you know, I got recognised. I got promoted to senior consultant, and then I got given my own team. And I set up the HR division for Leicester, recruited my own consultants to work for me, and built the database again, you know, from scratch.
Wow.
But at this point, I mean, I've always kind of been somebody that likes to say things how they are, I guess. And now, you know, all these years on, I work for myself. I understand I wasn't made for the corporate world, which is, for me, my experience was kind of, you don't say that.
Got to play the game, haven't you?
You've got to play the... And I never played the game. No. I wanted to be me.
But you probably watch people. And also, you with your psychology head on, watching everyone. Well, I'm not that I'm... Yeah. There's people that are really good at playing the game, aren't you? And you kind of go, it just doesn't sit with me.
No, it wasn't my values. You know, I was kind of, you know, being trained to become a different version of who I was. And I didn't want that. I wanted to stay who I am. And kind of be nurtured to grow as who I am. Not kind of, you can't be like this, but we want you to be a bit more like that instead. Yeah. And so I ended up leaving there. And I ended up at Dunelm for a temporary 3-month role there in their recruitment team.
Okay.
Loved it.
So kind of went in-house at this point into a... Yeah.
Yes, so from agency to in-house. Loved Dunelm. Dunelm was a fab company to work for. Their head office in Syston's gorgeous. Yeah, rate them a lot. They were fab. But it was only 3 months. They offered me a permanent role, but it wasn't enough money. So I found myself back in agency, working for another agency. Oh, that agency was a world from my micromanager agency that I first went into, and I was just left to it.
Oh.
Wasn't monitored on anything. The team I was working with were going out for smoking all the time. They weren't working. There was no... management of the office or anything, and I needed structure.
It's almost one extreme to another then.
Yeah, and I hated it. Yeah. Absolutely hated it there. I wasn't getting job satisfaction at all. Yeah. So I applied for a job at Boots in Nottingham to go back in internal recruitment, which I loved at Dunelm. So I thought, I'm going to try and do that. And it was working for Boots Opticians, being a recruitment partner for their recruiting optometrists, so the people that check your eyes out.
Oh, so that's quite hardcore recruitment then.
Really specialist again. Yeah. And I got headhunted after being there for 2 years to be a talent manager, which was a kind of it was a promotion, going back for an agency in Leicester. where I was responsible for recruitment consultants, so growing their agency for them.
Okay. It's like an internal role then.
Yeah, so recruiting their staff. Loved that.
Aww.
That was fab. I got to partner with all the unis. It was a brand new role, so I got to create everything, do everything the way I wanted to do it. I had a budget. And that was, I think I started there October 2019.
Right.
So we're coming up now to...
Yeah, the dreaded, the C-bomb.
Yeah.
The new C-bomb as it is.
Yeah, we were furloughed. Were we furloughed? No, we were sent to work from home.
Furlough, was there then? Furlough went kicked
Not
in
at the
then,
beginning. No, we were sent to work from home. And obviously I was recruiting people to come on board. Now, they needed training, these people that I was recruiting. So I was still going ahead for now, kind of thing. But, you know, I was thinking, personally, I thought, this is going to get worse. I thought, this isn't good. When does the country ever go into a lockdown?
No.
Eventually, I got made redundant.
Okay.
Which was they'd furloughed me until the furlough scheme had ended.
Yeah.
And then they tried to give me,
lovely.
So...
And that's a compliment to you.
Yeah, and, bless them, they wanted me. I felt wanted there.
Yeah.
Finally found somewhere that I could express who I was. I could say what I needed. I was listened to, and then that happens. I actually signed up on this au pair website. And in the midst of a pandemic, I found myself in northern Italy with this family.
Oh my gosh, wow.
I sold everything I owned in Loughborough. I shipped over 5 massive boxes because I was thinking I'd be there for at least a year, maybe more.
Yeah.
Got rid of my accommodation, the car, everything. I invested so much in this move as an au pair that there was one big problem there, and that was the dad.
Right.
I had a video call with them all to begin with.
Yeah.
That's the only kind of communication I had with him.
Yeah, it is a bit, au pairing is a bit blind, isn't it? You kind of go out there quite blind, don't you? It's a bit of a leap of faith.
Yeah, and all the WhatsApps, it was with Martina, the mum, and me and her got on so well, it was going really well. I got there, all fine initially, and then he starts to show his true colours a bit. The wife, she was very kind of quietish around him,
Oh, okay.
He'd make the odd comments about her weight in front of her to me. And you just thought, there's a few red flags going on here.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember one night, he'd just been giving me silent treatment again, and I remember bawling my eyes out when he told me what his problem was that time. And then this one night, it all blows up. So I don't know how much you can, say of this or what.
It's entirely up to you.
But I'm serving up dinner, and I go, oh, give me Martina's plate, give her a bit more. And he went, no, she's fat enough. I'm like, I'm thinking, God, he's on one tonight. I thought, oh dear. And this is lockdown. We can't leave. We're all stuck in this house together. And we sit down for food, and I don't know how it all comes up, but he basically accuses me of having an affair with his wife.
Oh my gosh!
So
obviously, I'm guessing at this point, and I'm going to put the words in your, or I'm going to say, so obviously there's a lot you're not talking about here, isn't there? What you're describing is a very controlling, coercive situation that you've stumbled into, basically.
Yeah.
Potentially even more serious than that. And we're now on one night and it's blowing up. Okay, so, and this is at the dinner table?
Yeah. Yep, at the dinner table. And I look at Martina, and she doesn't really do much other than go, here we go kind of thing. I thought, she's not got my back. She didn't have my back. I thought...
God, what a random thing to say, though.
I had a boyfriend at the time. I've never seen England. So I said to her, are you joking? I said, I've got a boyfriend. And he carried on. He went, if you're a fucking lesbian, you can get out of this fucking house right now.
So were they not Italian then? Or are they?
He was Hungarian and she was Italian.
Okay.
They met in England and they'd gone back to Italy to have a family. She owned the house. she kind of had everything, and he'd just
latched on.
Hopped onto this. Got on my laptop, and I found a flight for the Sunday morning at 6 a.m. to get me home.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd shipped over all my stuff. So at this point, it was pack everything that was sentimental.
Yeah.
That I didn't want to give up. I had a huge suitcase, had one of those huge travelling rucksacks, had a little mini suitcase, had a little rucksack and a handbag. I don't know how I carried it all. Managed to luckily get an Uber. I landed at Stansted on Sunday morning. My boyfriend picked me up. And I was, a bit of a broken woman, really.
Yeah.
I know you have a little life in you yet. I know you have a lot of strength left. I know you have a little life in you yet.
And we're still locked down at this point. I couldn't go see my mum.
2021, yeah.
Yeah, couldn't see my mum or dad or anything like that because I chose to go with him. And I was just like brainstorming, what do I do now? You know, if I've ever been knocked down in the past, I always get up. Always get back up on my feet. Always find a way. So I'm writing in my journal, like, candle making business.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were thinking this, weren't they?
Brainstorming all these ideas. And my boyfriend at the time, the amount of deep clean I'd done for him in the past.
Yeah.
So I was deep cleaning the cottage, which is where I was going to obviously be living. I needed to be clean for me.
Yeah.
It's staring me in the face. It's absolutely staring me in the face. I think back to all my times at uni. You know, I probably got a degree in washing up. Maybe even a master's. You know, cleaned all the showers. You know, I did all the cleaning at uni. And here I am again. I thought, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Clean your business.
Yeah.
So that's it. You get your laptop out, don't you? Look into self-employedness. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Came across the Prince's Trust.
Okay.
Who support young adults.
Okay.
In kind of setting up businesses. So I spoke to somebody on the phone and they were like, we'll send you an application pack, have a little look. If you're keen, we'll put you in touch with a mentor who will guide you through. And it's basically you put together like a business plan with all your financial forecasting, your 5-year plan, everything. How you should set a business up, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Have that document.
Did you do this with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't have to do it as part of an application process.
No, this was then
They mentored you through it. Wow.
Because I wasn't really working or anything like that, I was on I signed up for Universal Credit. I had all this time to get it set up.
Yeah.
And then once your business plan's all done, you do like a Dragon's Den style interview with the panel. And they were giving grants out at this point, so I managed to get a £500 grant.
Wow.
So that, setting up a cleaning business.
All your equipment and stuff. Yeah.
Really like low level costing. You're talking cloths, a few spray bottles, your caddy, your hoover. It so evolved that I did a website one day. Got my website set up. I used to create them when I was younger. I used to love doing I used to do loads of coding when I was a little girl. Loved PCs and stuff. So, and then I remember doing my business plan one day, my phone rang and I thought,
don't know that number.
No, so I went, hello, Chelsey speaking, which is now how I do answer the phone, but that was the first time I'd done it like that. And it was somebody that found me online on Google from my website.
And then how quickly did it spiral then? Or how quickly did other work come in?
After that, it's all a bit of a blur because it all just organically grew.
Yeah.
I didn't pay for any advertising. Gradually my days got filled. And I just, it
and
took
was it
off.
Always called what it's called now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember brainstorming
Proud to
names
clean,
because I am proud to be a cleaner. And I love it. The more I do it, the more I love it. People say to me, are you not going to take a step back a bit? And, and I don't want to. If anything, I'd rather hire somebody to do the admin and the social, and I just clean.
Yeah, because you really enjoy it.
Love it. I was sat at a desk before, I was quite overweight, not fit, smoking. Now I quit smoking, and I'm the
You do your
fittest I've
yoga.
ever
I was
been.
going to say,
I made sure the
so
diet...
that's your body adapting then?
It was. Looking back, I thought it'd be the end of me, but no. Like now, don't get me wrong, get pins and needles sometimes when I'm sleeping, but the muscles that I've got is like, where are they coming from? You know, and it's no gym membership. I don't pay for any of that. And it's just slowly my body's got,
tougher.
Fitter. So mental health wise, because I'm moving all the time, the mental cloud is completely lifted.
And also, I guess every day's different. And even parts of your day are different. You're just here, there, and everywhere.
I'm not getting somebody telling me to be a bit more like this and a bit less like that. I am me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, take me as I am. I'm honest, I'm genuine, and if you don't like it, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody's for everyone.
Yeah, that's true. A few people have said that to me on this podcast. I feel I should get it on a t-shirt. Not everyone's for everyone. So at what point then? So you got to a point, obviously, whereby you were booked out, and then you're at that point of going, oh, do I take someone else on?
Well, this is when I look back to my 5-year plan. When I did the business plan with Princess Trust, you write a 5-year plan just because that's part of the box ticking at that point.
Yeah.
It's only when you go back to it and you go, oh my gosh,
I did write this down.
there's a reason I did it. So I cleaned solidly for a year. I took every job on that I could get.
Yeah.
I did deep cleans on my own. Oh my God, I worked so hard. And I thought, I'm loving this. I think it's time to grow.
Right.
So, that was a year in, and I'd got the good experience. I kind of thought, I know what my future staff, are going to come up against, so I can help them. And I'd got this experience in recruitment. I'd seen people be treated in all different types of ways, and I was like, I want to be like a different employer.
Yeah.
I want to do this differently. I wanted to put together a bit of a career trajectory for them. It's hard when...
Well, you're putting it, rather than it just being, you're changing the stereotype of a cleaner. You're making it a career for them.
Yeah.
Rather than just a thing that they did or something. You're making it a valid career for them.
That make it, do what you want with the business. We're so new that you can take this in so many directions. I say to them, you've got the autonomy to make all these suggestions, and 9 times out of 10, everything they suggest is amazing. And we go forward, and if it doesn't work, we come back and we look at another way. And So
how many people have you got now then?
So I've got, altogether there's 5 of us, including me and my mum, who helps me occasionally. I got all my cleaning, bits from her, I'd say. And looking for more staff. Anybody that wants just a few days a week, even just a couple of hours.
You can take really whatever hours people have got, as long as they're going to do it to your standards, as long as they're going to be committed to it.
Yeah, well, I do like a full training programme with them. I won't let anybody go out on their own until they're happy and I'm happy. It's quite challenging doing a clean in a set amount of time. It's not like cleaning your own home, which you can faff around, you sort, and you
can leave bits and come back to it another day.
This type of cleaning is different. You've got to watch your eye on the time. You've got to make sure that everything's polished, and we have high standards. Everything gets done. We do more deep cleaning than domestic cleaning, I say, but what I mean is that when we go to a house, no stone's left unturned. So even though it's classed as a regular domestic clean, we go deep. We try and get everything we possibly can, because I can't really walk away when I know there's dirt there. And that takes time. We don't do cleans for 1 hour, 2 hours. It's a minimum of 3. So we can get a good job done. I clean for an elderly lady on the marketplace, and she's got kind of like a 1-bed flat. And that takes me 3 hours every week. To get everything done properly. So.
Oh, God.
Going off on a tangent now.
No, I think it's great. Wow, okay, so in terms of, one of my questions is always what's next? And just growing is what next?
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to diversify and advertise our laundry and ironing services.
Oh, okay.
Because I love kind of getting the ironing board up at night and
You did say
ironing.
that.
Yeah. And if I can get enough business in that my girls can be doing that and they can be earning money in the evening,
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, grow the team, get more laundry and ironing.
Are there any particular skills that you think you have? You've talked about going on quite this sort of organic kind of journey that's brought you to where you are today, and then hopefully it's going to keep bringing you to where you want to get to. But what do you think it is about you that's brought you to this point in terms of inherent skills, talents? I mean, you're good at going with the flow. That would be one of my observations. You're good at adapting and, you know, like you said earlier, you know, try this, if it doesn't work, we'll try something else. And that's kind of almost how your career seems to have gone.
Yeah. I probably would, there's two things that come to mind. Probably being a people person and being open-minded with all different walks of life.
Okay.
You know, not just going for one type of customer or type of staff member.
Yeah.
Having that diversity and being like wanting to work with such a variety of different people.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I think opens up doors in it. It helps you understand more about yourself as well. And being resilient, you know.
Yeah.
Getting back up when the going gets tough.
Which, yeah.
Knowing that that's one day and like that day will be over and I'm lucky to wake up the following day. That's a blessing in itself for me. I think we take that for granted that we're just going to wake up the next day.
Yeah.
You don't get me wrong, I have really bad days. And those days now remind me why my good days are so good. Because if it weren't for the bad, there wouldn't be the good.
Yeah, you wouldn't recognise the good, yeah.
Yeah, and I just love life.
I feel like you need to write a book as part of your life goal as well. I'm just going to put that out there.
Oh, I do feel like I've lived a life.
Yeah. Well, maybe you've lived many.
Yes.
We carry that theme going.
Yeah.
Okay, so my two final questions then are always, what life advice would you give your younger self? And it can be any version of your younger self, but maybe that quiet, shy little girl.
Oh, what life? That's a good one. I would probably just say to it, it'll all be all right. But I had that from my nan. My nan, it'll all be all right, Baba. So always what she said, it'll all be all right, Baba. It'll all work out in the end. Yeah, just trust life. Trust it.
Trust the journey.
Yeah.
Okay, well then my final one is always life advice just to throw out into the world. So it doesn't have to be to your younger self, to people, a mantra that you follow. As I keep saying to people now, if Chelsey had a t-shirt, what would it say?
Money comes and goes. If your attitude towards money is that you will always be okay, I've found that money finds its way to you if you need it. I try not to worry about it, and I don't need to actually, because life, because of that mentality, I feel it does just flow in and out now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't get caught up on money.
And on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much.
Thank
Chelsey.
you. Yes, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
If you would like to hear more about this chat, see some pics and read about how to get started in this industry and/or this role, then please go to our website www.thiswomanswork.org. The link is on this podcast page and across our socials. Sincere thanks.